These WWE stars could be released by WWE in the near future. They are in danger of being released. In this video, we are counting down this list because, as we know, in the current era of WWE, under the TKO leadership, no one is safe. Okay? We know that Carlito, well, he's gone. We know that R-Truth, he's back. But what if I told you that there are more coming? Let's break it down. The Miz. Now, I understand that he recently came out and he talked about how he is not going anywhere, that he is with WWE. There's nothing to the rumors, the speculation that he could be on his way out. And I understand that. I understand that he's been around WWE for a long, long time. But as we have seen in the past and as we will see going forward, everyone in WWE outside of your Roman Reigns, your Randy Ortons, your big name stars, everyone has a shelf life and everyone has an exit clause. In life, just like in WWE, no one gets out alive, or at least the very few do. And so I think Miz, regardless of how many promotional material he does for them with PR, interviews, and other public relations, he's going to eventually be gone for WWE, whether it's because of his own doing, his own decision, or TKO wanting to split away from him. Plus, he hasn't done much, I don't know, in the last year outside of the World Tag Team title run that he had with R-Truth at WrestleMania 40. Asuka. Now, this name may surprise some of you, and I understand that she's been on the shelf for the last few months due to injury. But Asuka is someone in really the last several years WWE hasn't done much of. Yes, she found a lot of success in NXT under Triple H, but that was almost a decade ago. And I understand that she's found success on the main roster, and I understand that she's actually very popular within the locker room, but I also don't think that's enough to keep her around. You have to keep in mind she is an older talent on the roster, and unless she transitioned, and I can see this being a producer slash agent or even a performance center coach, I think Asuka has a real shelf life in WWE, and it may be sooner rather than later, and it may be sooner than you think. But if I'm WWE, I'm keeping her around. She can teach the younger talent how to work. She has great psychology for the business, and I think she's a great morale piece within the locker room. Kerian Cross. Now, he's an interesting guy because his WWE contract is up at either in the summer or later this year. It's up in 2025. That's what you need to know. He's keeping it very close to the vest. Kerian Cross is a guy that he's in a second run with the company. His second run has not gone all that too well, to the point where WWE fans have started to push back on why are you not using Kerian Cross. I can see him being a guy that can work in an AEW, but I also think he can work in TNA if he wanted to go back there. It's interesting because WWE is starting to use him, but he may be the one to go, you know what, guys, I don't want to renew my deal. I'm going to release you. A reverse psychology type mindset when it comes to WWE and how he handles things. So I'm very curious to see what they do with him going forward. And I'm very curious to see how he handles the rest of his WWE run and if he re-signs with the company. Adriana Rizzo. Now, some of you will go, who? Well, let me tell you. She has been a solid performer down in NXT. She was also someone that used on Level Up. Okay? Now, she is someone that WWE is currently using on Evolve, which is a program you may not watch. I don't. But she is pretty deadly. Now, I understand they're a absolutely entertaining bunch. They did great down in NXT. They found a lot of success in NXT. But on the main roster, they just feel like players. They just feel like guys. It's a plug and play. Oh, we need someone to go over on. We'll use Pretty Deadly. They're the punching bag for a lot of tag teams in WWE, and it's a shame. And I question why WWE doesn't do more with them. You may not be a huge fan of their in-ring work, but you cannot deny the entertaining and comedic element and presentation and performance that they are able to give out, right? I think WWE can do a lot more with them going forward if they are given the opportunity. It goes back to, can they get an opportunity? That is something in which they got to get in front of, and I'm hopeful that things will change for Pretty Deadly. Adriana Grace. Now, she is the daughter of Santino Marella, and I really would not be shocked if she's not released. She has been starting to make more and more appearances in TNA, and she's not doing much in NXT. Omos, probably the most least shocking name on this list. WWE hasn't done anything really notice. They always use him for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale, but he hasn't been used properly since putting over Brock Lesnar. He's someone at WrestleMania. He's someone that was a pet project of Vince due to his height. The Undertaker is super duper high on him, and he has a lot of potential. But when we have seen him on television, when he was paired with MVP back in the day, there wasn't a lot of substance. There was not a lot of meat to the bone in terms of what he could do inside of the ring, and he was not given an opportunity to speak, and I don't even think that's a mistake. I think Omos should continue his pro wrestling career. I would have a TNA come and get him, or maybe he goes back to Japan. He did a lot of good things when he worked with Pro Wrestling Noah. Maybe you go over to Japan and kind of get a refresh, but he has potential. They just won't use him. Rich Holland. Now, this is an interesting name. He found success in NXT, quickly called up to the main roster, injured Big E, sent back down to NXT, had a push, and really has just fallen off a cliff down in NXT, and I don't know why. He's always had a banger of a entrance theme song. That's one of the best theme songs WWE has come out with in recent years, but his promos aren't there. His pairing with, Sheamus and Pete Dunne and them, that didn't work. He looks the part, he acts the part, he just doesn't have the charisma, and he doesn't have the in-ring skills that I think can help shine to a brighter spot. And so I definitely think he is in risk of being cut. And it's a shame because, like I said, there's a lot of potential there. It's just, there's something just lacking with him, and he hasn't figured it out yet. I hope that he does. And I think that if he does, then he has a pretty bright future.